Hello, Steve McClatchy here. We're with Peter Cook. He's an experienced investor from Melbourne. He's going to talk a little bit about the process of whether you invest in the US using your own resources and research and knowledge and going through the process yourself, or whether you trust a service provider to help you with these tasks, which is obviously a big decision. Hello, Peter.
Hi there, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, great, thanks. Can you maybe talk a bit about those areas and how you ended up using our company's services from trying to work it out whether you do it yourself or not?
Okay. In my opinion, buying US property is a great investment for a lot of reasons. For my own purposes as an experienced investor, I seek to keep my risk as low as I possibly can while I'm seeking to get my returns as high as I possibly can. If you look at the risk side of that equation, once you've done all of the analysis and worked out what you want to buy and where, then in my view, one of the highest risks is actually then executing that. It's not like going into CommSec and 30 seconds later you own some shares and you know pretty well that you've got it all done. There's actually a lot involved in actually getting it all done, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So in my opinion, that is in fact the highest risk point once you've made the decision to invest. And the key to that is the people. You have to trust that the people you're selecting are good and that they will do their job in a professional sense, and you will finish up with all of the structures and everything exactly right in terms of what you need for that investment to give you the returns you need. So the service provider you select has to be very good, and the partners that they work with have to be very good. They have to be able to do their job. You have to have a good lawyer, a good accountant. You need an excellent property manager that's going to manage the property properly. You need a bank that can that understands working with international people and has the structures that enables that, particularly if you're investing in a self-managed super fund. But if any of those links go wrong, then you as an individual investor only have a certain amount of pull with these people on the other side of the world. Whereas if you're working with a trusted service provider here in Australia that has high volume, then they themselves are important partners to those people in the US. They have a lot more sway and a lot more pull than a single individual investor. So therefore, even in an ongoing sense, if you work with a good quality service provider in Australia, then they enable a more streamlined efficiency. If things go wrong, you're more capable of fixing them because you have a greater weight of commercial importance to those people overseas. So picking the right service provider, and in particular picking a service provider that has the breadth of services that you require in order to execute this investment, is, in my opinion, one of the key decisions to make after you've decided to invest in the US.
Excellent. And now you've used American Property Partners and Loans USA for a while. Have you been happy so far you've made that choice compared to all the other companies you analysed as well?
Yes. I picked your organisation, Loans USA, because you had the best breadth of service. And you could provide every link in the service, everything from helping to set up LLCs, selecting a US accountant that was experienced in Australian and international accounting as well as US law, the lawyers themselves setting up the legal stuff here for self-managed super funds, picking the right bank that matched my financial criteria. You really provided the full services that I needed. We ran with a very good property manager who manages the properties well. I haven't been 100% happy with them when I analyse, for example, my rental ratios in terms of against plan. They're a little bit higher. In other words, I've had a slightly higher vacancy rate than I would prefer. And I've had strong words with them and asked them to pick that up. And Steve and Property Partners here have also had strong words with them on my behalf. And believe me, when Steve rang them, they paid attention. So not everything goes to plan, but the key is to be able to fix what doesn't go to plan quickly, and to be quite honest, Steve's organisation has done that very well for me.
Great. Thanks, Peter.